Hello, it's Sydney Rose, and I'm back in my craft room, so you know that means I'm coming at you with another art video. So I'm filming this on October 29th, but I've gotten a lot of art videos already filmed. I just haven't done voiceover, so I'm not really sure what time this will go out. It could go out next week. It could go out in January. Who knows? So whenever you're watching this, if you're watching this the day it was uploaded or you're watching this 10 years in the future, thank you so much for watching and welcome to my channel. So I'm excited today because I got my hands on some Pin for Love Labubus. And guys, this time, they're real. I'm not customizing Lafufus this time. I am customizing real Labubus. Authentic Labubus. I got the letter R first because obviously I'm all girly. I had to get the only black Labubu they have. At the time of making this video, I'm sure by the time this video goes out, they'll probably have like 20 other variants of a black Labubu. I was in the trenches on the Whatnot app for an auction to get this guy, but I got him and I didn't have to pay an arm and a leg for him, thank goodness, because these things are going for about $100 right now and I got him for 30. So I'm not ever gonna complain about that. And then when he got here, I realized this is a lot smaller. Like, here's my hand for reference. These are a lot smaller than I thought they were, and I'm not really happy with the fact that he has brown eyes instead of black eyes, but I'm a little wary about my skills in customizing something that's that small, and especially with the size markers I have, just wasn't sure the best way to go about it. I've seen a couple people do it, but I've also seen a couple videos where I didn't really like the results because it looked messy, and I don't want it to look messy. So while researching a way to do this, I found this video right here where this creator found eyes, or either sold or found eyes, I wasn't sure, because she had the link in her TikTok for the it was AliExpress. Yeah, the AliExpress page where you could buy these stickers that are the same size as the Labubu eyes. So I bought some. So these did take like a month to ship because I got them on like the last week of September and they just got here on last week, and like I said, today's the 29th, so it took about a month to ship, but there's a bunch of different options here. And I'm thinking I'm gonna go with either these or these for my Labubu, because I kind of want to make the black one again like a little mini me, almost like a mini version of the first Lafufu that I customized, but this time I don't have to go through a dying snafu. If you didn't watch my first customizing a Labubu video, I definitely recommend checking that out because you're going to see some trials and tribulations, but it all turned out great in the end. But while I was waiting on these eyes, I kind of thought, I want to put this one on my keys, I think. I'm not sure yet because, again, it's small, but I don't know if it's too big for a keychain, but we'll see. I started thinking about like the bags I carry in my everyday life. My first Labubu is on my everyday mini book bag that I carry around. My second, the Coca-Cola Labubu, is on my school backpack, and my third is on my gym backpack, which is the pink one, which I actually haven't posted at the time I'm filming this because that's one of my art videos I haven't voiced over yet, but it'll be posted by the time I post this video. That one's on my gym book bag because it's all black, and the pink still goes with all black. My school book bag is all black as well, but the white, black, and red still fits the vibe of my school backpack. But I decided I kind of wanted one that would go on all of my backpacks. So I have my backpack that I bring to my business when I'm selling my art that I put all of my merchandise in. That's a green and black backpack. So I was on the hunt for, they're stuck together, it was supposed to be a reveal, the lime green one. So this one is V. I wasn't really concerned about the letters, I was more concerned about the colors. Since the black one is R, my middle name is Rose, so it works out, but the other ones don't match me at all. For my business book bag, I wanted the green one. Then for my like overnight backpack that I carry is purple, so I found the purple one. And then those are the only bags that I use pretty frequently, but I do have forest green Kavu bag, which they didn't really have a forest green one. And then I have my clear backpack that I bring to concerts or any event that requires a clear bag, but I don't use those on a daily basis. When I was getting these two, I found these on Facebook Marketplace, and I will put the seller's info right here. She was amazing, and she gave me a deal for getting 3 of them, so it would have been cheaper to get 3 of them versus the 2 with the ratio. So I ended up with X. so the red one. I was really excited about this guy too because red's one of my favorite colors. My favorite color is black, but green's my second, but red definitely coming in third. So got 4 Labubus. And they're all real, which is really crazy because I actually got authentic ones. I never thought I would get, let alone 4 authentic Labubus. But they are the small ones, but I actually think I like the smaller ones better. Is this a good thumbnail picture? Just kidding. I probably want to put more makeup on for the thumbnail picture because it's like 10 o'clock at night right now while I'm filming this, and it's almost time for me to go to bed. My goal is I plan on putting stickers on all of their eyes because I want to customize them a little bit. I just have to decide which stickers I want to put on their eyes. And then I wasn't really that fond of a lot of the Pin for Love clothes I found on Amazon or any of the other online stores I found, so I think I'm gonna try to weave them some sweaters. Never done this before, but I have woven a baby blanket and I know how to weave a mini tapestry, which is something I've never made a video on, but I do have a lesson for it for my students while I'm teaching. I do have a mini tapestry lesson, so I've gotten pretty good at it. So I think if I like weave a small one, I can put it around and then maybe fit the hands through. We'll see. This is going to be an experiment overall, but it's going to definitely be an experiment. Like I said, I'm also going to try to weave them a little beanie so that they match the overall vibe of all of my other custom Labubus. So with that, let's get to it and let's customize some Pin for Love Labubus, authentic Labubus. Wouldn't you know it that I'm voicing another video I started in the fall of 2025 in January 2026, the day before I'm supposed to have this video uploaded. But genuinely, I finished these Labubus at the end of December. Yes, it took that long. With other pieces and working 2 jobs, life kind of just got in the way, but I finally finished these guys, and I'm finally getting this video out to all of you. I know the Labubu fad is pretty much dead at this point, but I still really love these little guys, and customizing them has become something I really enjoy. While looking on TikTok for inspo, I noticed that there are far less customs of Pin for Love Labubus than regular size Labubus. I can only assume that's because of their size, and maybe people were worried about customizing such a small toy, because like I said in my intro, I knew that they were small, but I really wasn't expecting them to be that small, I guess. But I do have some videos that I put here that I used as inspo and some motivation that you can in fact customize a Pin for Love Labubu even though they are extremely tiny. My goal was to customize the eyes with the stickers I got from AliExpress first, so I started by cutting them out smaller to compare the ones I was debating on for each Labubu to see which one I liked best. After I decided it was time to peel off the stickers and stick them over the eyes. This kind of made me feel like the other mother from Coraline, except with stickers instead of buttons, but I quickly ran into some issues with these stickers. Okay, so this is when I realized I have kind of been scammed a little bit by AliExpress, but I did get the sticker pack for 99 cents. I peeled off the plastic part of this eye, and it's not the sticker, so I can't even use the green sticker. The purple ones worked great. For this one, the plastic piece just peeled off without the color. I don't know if this one will or not, and however many of these are, and I'm not really that fond of those for red, but I thought I might could color some, maybe, and put them on, but that's crazy. Also ignore like how stained and dirty my desk is. Honestly, this is probably all dye from that first Lafufu. So yeah, I was struggling with the stickers, but crazy story, I just wasn't doing it right. The plastic piece over the top was actually a protective cover over the actual sticker, not part of the sticker. So false alarm. The issues I had with the stickers were just completely user error at that point. I didn't really find any sticker designs I loved for the red or the black Labubu, so I thought I could color over some of the stickers with acrylic markers. In my head, I figured this would be better than coloring onto the Labubu's eyes directly. I do have a wide variety of paint markers with different tips, but my hands are just so shaky, I really didn't trust that I could draw on the Labubu's eyes, being so small without messing them up, and if I messed up the Labubu eye, there would be no going back since the Pin for Love Labubu's eyes are painted on rather than a separate plastic piece completely, like the full-size Labubu's. So while I waited on the stickers I painted on to dry, I did take a risk and I drew on the Labubu's teeth to make one tooth match their fur, similar to how the Into Big Energy Labubus have a colored tooth to match their fur. I went back and forth on a lot of my steps of customizing these little guys, so this video is a bit chaotic, but what do I always say? We live for the chaos on this channel. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I've heard that phrase somewhere or if I'm making it up. I know the channel Illymation on YouTube has said we are here for the chaos, so maybe that's where my brain got it. I'm not really sure. For the Labubu sweaters, I figured I could weave them mini sweaters on my loom. If you are new to this channel and didn't know that I'm a full-time high school art teacher, now you know. One of the projects I do with my students is how to weave a mini tapestry with yarn. I use this exact same loom size. My thought process was to only use some of the loom and make a skinny tapestry, then sew it on with yarn around the Labubu. Then the Labubu's hands could just peek out through some of the gaps, since their arms weren't long enough for sleeves anyway. I would do the same thing with their little hat, but just use less lines on the loom. For the first sweater, I tried a tiny checkerboard pattern, but I realized quickly that this was going to be very hard on my wrist making such small movements with the needle, and the sweater was just getting to be too bulky with all of the yarn, so I just scrapped the idea. I started on a second sweater on the other side of the loom with a different pattern, but I'm not gonna lie, I just really wasn't feeling either of these, and since they were so small and a lot of threads were starting to peek out, so I just cut my losses and started over. This time I tried to keep it more simple by just doing a horizontal line pattern. However, these would appear to be vertical lines when you put them on the Labubu because of the way I would be sewing it on with the yarn onto the Labubu. Gosh, that was a really long sentence to read on this script, guys. But weaving is really just taking your plastic needle and going over, then under, then over, then under the yarn that you've stretched across the loom, so it's pretty simple. I got a bit ahead of myself while writing the script and the timing didn't quite add up, so I'm taking a moment to add this in to catch up the video to where I got in the voiceover in the script. While taking a break on the sweater, I added some clear nail polish to the eyes that I had painted to seal in the color so they wouldn't scratch off. But I still really wasn't feeling the eyes at this point, but I figured they might look better on the Labubus than they did on the strip. And I enjoyed my hot chocolate in my Ray Dunn teacher mug. That is technically my mom's mug, but it was the only one clean to make hot chocolate in, and it's winter time and I don't drink coffee, but your girl loves some hot tea and chocolate. London fogs are definitely my favorite, but unfortunately at the time we didn't have any Earl Grey tea in the house, but who's ever going to complain about hot chocolate? Not me. But now back to the original script I wrote before voicing over the video. Sorry, I feel like I'm always breaking the fourth wall by telling you guys I'm reading what I already wrote for a script. It's fine. There are some incredible fiber artists that can do extremely detailed tapestries, but working on a scale this small with the size yarn I have, I'm very limited to the designs that I can do. Maybe I'll make a full video about it one day, but the designs I teach my students are horizontal and vertical stripes and a checkerboard pattern. But they also get to use the entire loom. I was limited to a very small section of the loom because the size of the Labubus. A lot of my students tend to call this crocheting, and I always have to remind them that this is weaving, and crochet is an entirely different thing. I actually don't know how to crochet, and I know I need to learn, I just haven't yet, so for now I am weaving a sweater instead of crocheting a sweater for this Labubu. And I've reached another part of the video where I need to add something random to the script because I really underestimated how long these time lapses are and I talk fast. So I guess right now I'm going to take the time to say thank you guys so much for getting me to 700 subscribers on YouTube. I got that achievement this morning, so thank you guys so much. It means the world to me, for real. For context, I'm voicing this over on January 28th. And I've been out of school this week so far because this past weekend we had an ice storm and I live in the south, so y'all know we were not ready for that, but my friends and family are safe. Unfortunately, we are looking at potentially having another big storm this weekend, and I'm hoping not because I have plans that I was looking forward to that are secret to YouTube because it's about another video I'm currently working on, but if it doesn't work out, I do have a backup plan. But keep your fingers crossed for me that the snow will hold off until I'm done with this upcoming YouTube video. When I finished the horizontal lined sweater, I sewed it onto the purple Labubu. I do this just by tying the yarn onto one side and taking my plastic needle and sewing the sweater together on the back, just like you would normally sew with a metal needle and a thread. This is actually way easier to do though because the yarn and the needle are both thicker, so everything is easier to see and to tie off. I actually made a baby blanket for my friend McKenna, that you know from my podcast and my vlogs, by sewing a lot of mini tapestries I made together the same way. I really loved how it turned out, and eventually I want to make a full-size blanket like this for me, but that'll be a while because the baby blanket took months for me to finish, so I can't imagine how long it would take to finish a full-size blanket, and I haven't even started on that. I decided to touch up the teeth I colored, and this was the point where I gave up on trying to color the stickers because it just wasn't working. So I braved through using the paint markers on the eyes. For this, I used my shuttle art markers with a brush tip, because there was no way my Posca markers were going to be able to be used to color something this small. I colored the red Labubu's eyes red and then the black Labubu's eyes green. And thankfully, they both turned out pretty good, and I faced my fear of messing up the tiny Labubu eyes. After this, I started on the purple Labubu's hat. I decided to keep it all black because I was only using 3 strands of yarn stretched across the loom, and it would have been extremely difficult to try to make any type of design on the hat. So this time lapse is a ton of me weaving this yarn under and over, under and over, under over, and you guessed it, under and over. Then I sewed it onto the Labubu's head the same way I sewed the sweater on. After looking at the hat though, I decided I really liked the plain black hat, and I cut off the striped sweater. So insert your SpongeBob jokes here, and my plan was to make a plain black sweater to match. So fun fact, I've never actually seen SpongeBob. If you've watched my other videos, you know Kevin, and he makes fun of me for it and tells me I should watch it all the time, so let me know if you think SpongeBob is actually worth watching at the age of 24, or if I just missed out on the magic of SpongeBob as a child. For the black Labubu, I decided to make her a gray hat and sweater because making her a black one would just be redundant because it would just blend in with her fur. This yarn is also a bit more patterned, and I think that's a pretty cool look. If you're watching this to recreate this for yourself, I used 4 stretch strands over the loom for the sweater and 3 for the hat. Each sweater was around 5.5 to 6 inches before I removed it from the loom to sew it onto the Labubu. I didn't really use a real method to this. I did measure around the Labubu, but I kind of just guessed on if it would fit or not by rolling the Labubu on the loom before I cut it off. Sometimes the best crafts are just not overthought. I repeated the same process for the hat, so here's another time lapse of me weaving under and over, under and over, under and over, and under and over on this loom. Isn't it just so fascinating? Yeah, I know. Sometimes I do worry that my jokes don't come across as jokes in these videos because my voice is just so naturally dry and monotoned, but you'll get used to it if you're new here, and if you are not new here, you already knew this. It's a blessing and a curse to have a deep monotoned voice as a girl, but I think I'll survive. I just gotta play up my customer service voice when I'm doing these voiceovers for videos, but sometimes my monotone still shines through.
Okay, so I have finished these 2 in their sweaters, except I still want to do the little piercings, but I'm gonna have to order some more of the little silver beads on Amazon because I've run out and I want them to all be cohesive together, but I'm so proud of how cute they are, so now I only have to do 2 more sweaters and my set of 4 Pin for Love Labubus will be complete. It has taken way too long. You can tell that I have Christmas nails on now, so I actually, at the time of filming this, I don't remember when I started this, but I'll look it up and put it in the voiceover. But look how cute they turned out. I'm so happy about them.
And now it was time to make the sweaters and hats for the green and red Labubus. I decided to stick with the plain black for these Labubus as well, so all the Labubus were matching except for the black one, but I still feel like she matches the aesthetic that I'm going for, so they all technically match if you think about it. That's what makes sense in my head at least. I like how all of my Labubus and Lafufus I've customized so far have somewhat matching sweaters and beanies. I've also recently discovered more blind box brands that I'm currently working on customizing as well that also match this aesthetic. I think it's really fun for them all to be matching in a way. I feel like I'm creating my own little blind box village. Someone who knows how to make mobile games should make that into a game and then give me like 40% of the profit for coming up with the idea for a blind box village game. I feel like some brands would really be on to that idea, but maybe it's already a thing. I don't know. Let me know. Also, let me know what blind box brands you guys would be interested in seeing me customize. I'm currently working on a lot of Baby 3 blind box customs. I'm not sure when those videos will be coming out, but I've been talking about them a little bit in some of my past videos, so just know you can expect them soonish. Maybe next week, maybe in a month, I'm not really sure. TNT Spaces also sent me some cool blind boxes to customize, which I'm super excited about as well, so let me know if you want me to customize any of your favorite brands of blind box bag charms. But now, with the sweaters and the hats of all the Labubus completed, it wouldn't be a Sydney Rose custom if I didn't give them matching ear piercings. Since the Pin for Love Labubus are so small, I got a pack of silver beads on Amazon and just opted to super glue them to their ears instead of actually trying to pierce them like I did for the other Lafufus. And to finish off, I added some freckles, and ironically, after waiting all of that time for the stickers to ship, I decided to take them off of the purple and green Labubus. I did this because they were already starting to peel up, and that could have been from how many issues I was having with them at the beginning, but I just thought they'd look better without them, so I guess that's the plot twist of this video. I colored on the green Labubu's eyes to make them a bit lighter, but I left the purple's eyes alone. But here are my finished custom Pin for Love Labubus. I'm so proud of how cute these little guys turned out. The black Labubu has been traveling with me on my keys, and the others are on book bags I don't use as much, but that's okay. Tell me what you guys think about these little guys in the comments, and let me know if you've taken on the challenge of customizing a Pin for Love Labubu. But I guess with that, we're at the end of another video. So thank you so much for watching, and I mentioned thanking everyone for 700 subscribers on YouTube at the beginning of this video, but also at this time you guys got me to 12.3 thousand followers on TikTok, and I'm so grateful. Let's get there with YouTube as well. I cannot thank you all enough for the support. Since Wi-Fi has been a bit tricky with the ice storm that happened this past weekend, I'm not really sure if this video will go up right on time because of how slow the upload speeds have been. For example, I normally try to post my podcast episodes at 5 on Mondays, but it uploaded 2 hours later. My Thursday videos are supposed to come out at 6, so here's hoping you're getting to watch this video at 6. To be determined. But everyone that's been affected by the ice storm, please stay safe and warm, and while you're stuck inside for a while, cuddle up with a blanket and some hot chocolate, and do all of the things that YouTubers tell you to do. So like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next Thursday. Bye!